Hello and welcome to your Digital Weekly. This is where I break down the most interesting tech news from each day of the week into digestible updates just for you. Whether you're tech savvy or just curious about the digital world, you're in the right place. I was sick last week after getting home from my trip, so I've decided to upload 2 videos this week, one today and one tomorrow on Monday. Today's video will cover news from October 7th to the 11th. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with all things tech, as I upload news from Monday to Friday, usually every Sunday. Okay, it's time to dive into this week's highlights. First, on Monday, Google introduced a new AI-powered search feature called Ask Photos to Google Photos, which allows users to search their photo libraries with natural language queries, such as asking for specific events or details from their images. Powered by Gemini, this upgrade can recall details like hotel names, food from past trips, and much more, elevating the app's functionality from a basic photo organizer to an intuitive memory tool. Currently available only in the US, it promises enhanced personalization while raising some privacy concerns regarding data review and processing. With this new feature, Google Photos strengthens its role as a powerful digital memory bank, capable of answering queries about personal events and details embedded within users' images. While convenient, the reliance on AI to process and review queries, albeit anonymized, may cause concern for some users wary of privacy risks. Although global availability has not been confirmed, the update marks one of the most significant improvements to Google Photos in recent years, offering a potential shift in how users interact with their photo archives. On Tuesday, after Judge Amit Mehta declared Google a monopoly, the Department of Justice presented several proposals to limit the company's dominance in the search engine market. These proposals include both behavioral remedies, which aim to restrict Google's anti-competitive practices, and structural remedies, which could potentially force Google to sell off parts of its business such as Chrome, Android, or Google Play. The DOJ's primary concern is preventing Google from using its platforms to reinforce its search engine monopoly, especially in emerging areas like artificial intelligence. The DOJ particularly focuses on Google's control over search distribution, where it pays companies like Apple to make Google Search the default option. This practice limits the ability of rivals to compete for those valuable distribution channels, thereby maintaining Google's monopoly power. The DOJ suggests curbing these practices by restricting the contracts Google can make with phone manufacturers and browser companies. Additionally, they consider launching educational campaigns to inform consumers about alternative search engines, encouraging more competition and user choice. Data control is another area of concern for the DOJ, particularly how Google's search dominance creates a feedback loop of data collection that improves its algorithms, making it harder for competitors to catch up. To level the playing field, the DOJ is contemplating forcing Google to share some of its data with rivals. This would apply to aspects of AI-assisted search and ranking signals, making sure that Google's vast data troves don't become an insurmountable advantage over competitors. While privacy concerns are recognized, the DOJ believes these can be managed without giving Google a pretext to block data sharing. Finally, the DOJ is examining Google's monopoly power in the search advertising market, where it dominates the sale of text ads linked to search queries. The government is considering how to lower barriers for competitors by requiring more transparency for advertisers and potentially separating Google's ad platform from its search engine. They also aim to prevent Google from using AI developments to further entrench its monopoly in search advertising, ensuring that any changes benefit competition rather than solidifying Google's dominance. Next, for gaming news, Nintendo was inviting players to participate in a playtest for a new Nintendo Switch Online feature, though it hasn't disclosed what the feature will be. The playtest will run from October 23rd to November 5th, and applications will open from October 10th to 15th, with participation capped at 10,000 players. Applicants must be Nintendo Switch Online, plus expansion pack members, and meet additional criteria. Speculation surrounds the feature, with some guessing it could be a test for GameCube games being added to the Switch Online service or a new version of Miiverse, a popular official forum that was introduced with the ill-fated Nintendo Wii U. Participants will be required to download exclusive software for the test. As of October 10th, the participation limit has been met. On Thursday, National Public Data, a background check company, filed for bankruptcy after a massive data breach exposed the personal information of billions of people, which I reported on several weeks ago. As a reminder, the company reported that 1.3 million individuals were affected by the December 2023 attack, but more recently, hackers claim to have stolen data on nearly 2.9 billion people. Faced with multiple lawsuits and regulatory investigations, the company cited insufficient funds to cover damages or provide credit monitoring services to victims, leading to its bankruptcy with very few assets remaining. The company's financial woes are severe, as it reported owning just a few low-value tech devices and had around $33,000 in its corporate account, despite making over $1 million last year. With no insurance coverage and increasing liabilities, National Public Data was unable to recover from the cyber attack, leaving victims without much hope for compensation or resolution. Finally, a leak about the upcoming AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D processor suggests a notable improvement in clock speeds, with reports of a base clock of 4.7 GHz and an all-core boost of 5.2 GHz. This marks a significant advancement compared to its predecessor, potentially solving past issues with 3 DV cache limiting clock speeds. If accurate, the Ryzen 9800X3D could dominate the gaming CPU market by delivering better performance and frame rates, posing a substantial challenge to Intel, which has already admitted that its Arrow Lake CPUs will lag behind AMD's current processors in gaming performance. Intel may find itself in trouble as this new leak highlights the 9800X3D's potential to outperform its upcoming Arrow Lake CPUs, which are expected to be about 5% slower than AMD's current 3 DV cache chips. With the 9800X3D appearing to offer both gaming excellence and improved multi-core computing capabilities, AMD could solidify its position as a leader in the PC gaming sector, leaving the already declining Intel struggling to keep pace in the competitive CPU market. And that wraps up this week's edition of Your Digital Weekly. Thanks for tuning into the video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to stay up to date with all the latest in tech, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Got thoughts or questions about today's stories? Comment down below, I'd love to hear from you. If you want a more in-depth look at all of the news covered this week, be sure to check the description for links to the articles referenced. See you tomorrow with the news from this past week.